This conference will now be recorded.
So in our last session, we started discussing about the differences or similarities between three different collection data types. That is, one is a set, the second is a tuple, and third one is a list. Yeah. So when you're coming to list and tuple, both are duplicates are allowed. But when I come to set, the duplicates are not allowed. That means if you have this repeated number, the system is going to be take the first number alias first value, and rest of the values will be dropped while doing the data pre-processing. Second one is index is allowed for list and tuple, but index is not allowed when it comes to set. In the sense, forward index and backward index for referring each letter or each value or each content will not be allowed when it comes to set. Third one is insertion order is preserved. That means the order sequence first in first out and the display of print, the first in first out will not be there when it comes to set. But when it comes to list and tuple, the it will follow the first in first out basis. That means if I enter 40, 10, 20 as my values, when I give the print also I'll get 40, 10, 20 only. But when I come to set, it is a random print. So the three numbers will be displayed, but the positions can be varying. So because it's not preserved, the index is not preserved. And when I come to list tuple set, tuple is going to be immutable object. That means when you update the content, system is going to be update the address also. But when I come to set and list, those are mutable objects. Any questions on this? So for what are discussed, the differences. For Giri, it is important. The reason is if he's going to be applied as a Python developer, the people at least expect some basic differences between one data type to other data type. So it's required to know. And when I come into the set properties, as I told you, set is also one of the collection data type that holds multiple values. It is going to be multiple values without duplicates. So that is a condition. And properties of set represented by curly braces. List is going to be square braces. Tuple is going to be normal braces. Set is going to be curly braces, flower brackets. And set allows homogeneous and heterogeneous both. It's so similar like your list and tuple, even set will have heterogeneous and homogeneous elements. Set does not allow duplicates. So if I have the number 10 in a set in a curly braces, that if it's a duplicate, if you have multiple times, system consider only the first 10 and rest of the 10s will be dropped for data processing purpose. In set, insertion order is not preserved. That is the thing what I explained you, the address. Sorry, the sequence. And set does not support indexing. That means if you're trying to give index like 0, 1 in x square bracket 0, x square bracket 2, if you're trying to pick up the letter, it's not going to be allowed. There is no forward index, there is no backward index. Since there is no forward index, sorry. Since there is no forward index and there is no backward index, while loop will not work. Why while loop will not work? While loop is working in list and while loop is working in tuple also, but why not set? While is working based on increment or decrement position numbers. So while loop is not going to be work when I come to set. Set is a mutable object. That means it allow you to update the content, but ID will not be changed. Set can be create using flower bracket or set function. It can perform some aggregate functions like a maximum, minimum, sorted only on homogeneous numerical data, integer or float, but not on strings. Any questions on properties? Giri or Amini? I'm ready to go for the next slide. So when it comes to set, as I told you, there is heterogeneous and homogeneous. Similar, like the same, I did copy paste, change the square bracket or a normal bracket to curly brackets. There is only one change I did. So x equal to square of flower bracket 10 to 50, and all are same similar data types. Similar data type, so it's going to be homogeneous element, and print x a type of x and length of x. System is going to be show print x is going to be total set numbers which is there in curly brackets, and type of x is going to be showcased as set, and length is going to be 5. You can see this. Similarly, heterogeneous, you're going to get different data types. Now, if you observe here, 10, 20, 30, there are 3 numbers, and within the set I have a tuple 30, 40, 50. You can observe here I have a bracket. So what is your intention here? So 30 is repeated or 30 is not repeated? Duplicate numbers are not allowed, right?
It repeated because that is in the tuple.
But unfortunately, this 30 is not repeated. 30, this second 30 is within the tuple. It's a immutable object. Set will allow only immutable objects. If you're trying to insert a list or some other mutable object, system will not going to be accepted. But immutable objects are allowed within the set. That is what I'm trying to say. And if you have something like this, x equal to square bracket 10, 10, 20. This 10 is second 10 is going to be repeated number. But what here the people did is x equal to 10, comma, tuple. So 10, comma 20, comma 20. So system is going to take the first 10 as a one element, 10 comma 20 is going to be tuple, that is second element, and 20 is going to be third element. So this is going to be treated separately, not as a duplicate. Are you getting my point? So total
Yes,
how many elements I have? 3 elements. If you're coming back to here also, what is the length of this one means? I will say that 10 is 1, 20 is 2, 30 is 3, and 30 to 60 is going to be 4. So total 4 elements. Length is going to be 4. It's not treating as 7, it's treating as 4 only. Tuple is the within the set you have a tuple, the tuple is going to, length is going to be 4. Any questions, Giri or Amini?
no, Amar.
And similarly, you can, instead of using a curly brackets, you can use set function and print text, type of x and length of x. Right now set function is an empty set and doesn't have any value, so system is going to display set only, and type is going to be set only, and since there is no value, length is going to be 0. And you can create a set by using a string function. Some data also, nothing what I just created, because till now the numbers was there, so I just create with string. When you say type of x, it's going to be set, and length is going to be how much?
0.
Why? Now data is there now.
But that is treating as a string, right?
String has to be accepted now, generally.
Mm.
Why it's not working?
Okay,
Think.
we assign as a string, but we are calling integer, right?
But when you see observe tuple and the list, I applied the strings also, no? I able to retrieve it by using a for loop. Those are iteratable objects, which are iteratable we used to be able to do it with the help of mutable, but this is immutable, no?
Hmm.
Sorry. That was an iteratable object. So those iteratable objects can be executable when you come to list. Okay, but not in your set. Set cannot be handled this kind of, because there's no index itself. Then how you are going to do that? If you have an index, it works. There is no index at all. Are you getting my point?
Yeah, Mar.
So similarly, when you're trying to print any data, if you see the first one, or if you see the last one, or if you see the second one, the outcome, the printing is as per the random. It's not going to be decided based on the sequence. So I just entered the last one as 10 to 15 in sequential order, but the outcome you can see in the random numbers. The same numbers only, but in random printing is happened. And again, when I print it again by using F5, system is going to give random outcome. It's not going to be the same like 40, 10, 50. It can be 10, 50, 20, 40, 30. So random outcome will be there because order is not preserved. Index itself is not there for here. So a couple of more examples of print type of X, length of X, everything I mentioned here. So creating a set with data, I just mentioned only one parameter is not allowed. As I told you, when you come to list and tuple also, if you're trying to give one parameter, system is not going to be allowed. And you can able to retrieve the data in a tuple and a list by using a for loop. String or iterable objects types to be maintained. So these things I explained just now. Now, when you're coming to this concept, what can be the length? Do not see the blue color, just see the highlighted one. So set of 10, 20, 30, 40, and that is also a set. Will it be treated as a single number or will it be treated as a four numbers?
Single number.
Single number. Why?
That is tuple, right?
No, not tuple. That is flower bracket. So it's a
Oh,
set.
okay, sorry. I can see like square brackets.
Okay. Both are set. Set it within the set.
Okay, then 4.
So your answer is right. Four. Now, this is just for your exercise purpose. What if I have this kind of thing? Set within the set. What will be happen? And sorry, tuple within the tuple and set within the tuple. Set. What is this? Tuple within the set. So tuple within the set, and this is going to be your tuple within the set. So what is the difference between these two? Is there any difference between these two? In the sense, I can say yes, there is. You can see here. So I have a and I have length of A. You are getting your numbers. And I have a B, the same data, not the different data, length of B. You can see what is the length. When you use both are same only. I used to tell you can create a set by using a curly braces or set function. But when you're coming to the reality, the numbers will be the same. But when you see the length, what has happened? When you use a set function, within the set function, though I have another set, each element consider and show the length as 4. But when I use a flower bracket for a set function for creation, it shows the length as 1. Are you getting my point?
Yes, Samar.
So when you use a set function, system treats set function properly and read the entire set as 4 elements. But when I use a flower brackets, system take care 1, 2, 3, 4 as a single object and displays as a 1. So that is a difference. So when I have set function and within the set function I have two different sets, then system is going to take it as a 2. It is not going to take it as 6. If I have one set, it will go to the elements. If I have two sets or multiple sets, it will take the count of the sets, subsets. So Amar, do I need to remember all these things? Means just for knowledge purpose. So don't worry. So set functions, there are multiple functions which are available, which are inbuilt functions, like a type, ID, length, sum, max, minimum, unsorted. Similar like your list and tuple. So I have some data which is not in order from 10 to 50. When I print it, you can see order is not preserved. So randomly the numbers has been printed. Print x is displayed and print type of x is going to be set and ID is going to be created and length you can see and sum, maximum, minimum, and after sorting the data it looks like this. But one catch here is when you use a function called sorted, the set become as a list. It's not displaying as a set, it's displaying as a list. If you observe it, sequential order is preserved. So when it was a set, order is not preserved, so curly braces. When you sorted it, it's turned to the data type is changed to list. Hope you understand.
Yes, Samar.
So there is some activity I want to do. So how can I do the sum activity in the sense similar like the function for loop what we used for previous examples? Same example I'm taking. Now if you observe here, I have the data which has a duplicates. 10 and 20 is duplicated. Now when you see the length, what can be the length? Don't see the left hand side, just see the only the code. What can be your length? It is if
5.
it's a list, yeah, if it's a list or tuple, it's going to be 7. If it's a set, its duplicates are not allowed, so the length is going to be 5. And 110, 10 and 20, the duplicate 10 and 20 will be dropped from the analysis. So and when you see the x is going to be dropped the 10 and 20 and rest of the 5 elements is going to be displayed by saying length is 5. And when you say sum equal to sum of x, so I want to display the sum. So you can see the sum function is going to be count, do the sum activity of only 5 elements. It's not going to display for all. And it is going to display 150. Amar, I have a doubt. Are you doing correctly or not? Instead of using a sum function, use for loop also. You have alternative method, which we discussed in the long back. So I'm taking one variable, I'm storing, maybe someone. I'm going to be stored, since sum is not happened so far, I'm taking a 0 as my initial number. And for p in x, when you take p in x, system is going to take the numbers from the elements from the set and it is going to be pick up to p. Sum equal to sum plus p. Initially it was 0 and 0 is going to be the update 0 plus p. P value is going to be 10. So 0 plus 10 is going to be 10. 10 is going to be update your previous value. This loop will be repeat till completion of your last number. But when the data is coming from the set, the duplicates are not allowed. So only first 5 numbers will be there, and 10 and 20, which are duplicated, will be dropped, and the sum is going to show remains same as 150. Sorry. Set searching elements. How to search an element? Amar, you are telling you I cannot do forward index and backward index. Then what is the method we have? Means we can go like this, searching for an element in a set. So I have print some numbers x 10 to 50 and print x id of x, that is going to be display what to say, address of the location. Now print 20 in X. System is going to return as a boolean operator like a true or false. And print 70 in X. 70 is not available, so system is going to return as a false. Let's see. Print 70 not in X. 70 is not available and you are telling the same thing, so system return as true. Clear? So by using in and not in, you can able to identify whether the element is available or not. Clear?
Yes, sir.
And you don't have any other option to pick up the element. So working with set addresses. So I have X address and Y address. Same numbers I have, same positions I have as of now. So when you see print Y ID of Y, you can see address is different because it is a mutable object and order is not preserved. So when you see X is Y, false. X double equal to Y, content is right. When you say X is Y, the address is comparison is happening. So it's written as false. Mutable objects addresses will be always different, unique. And X double equal to Y means the content is same or not if the system is checked. Hope you are clear. Now I have some data, X equal to some data which I updated. Instead of 50, I have 60. I just comparing X with X. X with X I'm trying to compare. Are you getting my point? I just comparing myself like a mirror. So when you see the ID so and so, and when you're comparing yourself, you're right, and content is same. Like this, multiple examples are given. So any questions on this? Any questions from anyone?
I'm good.
Multiple examples. So just this is for your example purpose, not only here, anywhere you can assign. If you want to assign multiple values, you have an option to assign like this also: x1, x2, x3, x4, x1. 5 different variables you want to assign 5 different values. Excuse me. Hello. Yes, ma'am. Sorry. So what you can do is you can assign a range, or you can use assign a list, or you can assign any multiple values together. So here when I say range, the numbers from 0 to 4 will be assigned to x2, x1 to x4. X1 will take the first number, x2 will take the second number, x4 will take the last number. So when you say print of x, system is going to display 0 to 4. This is the tuple as a set elements. Tuple is going to be mutable object. And can I take it as a set element? You can. So you can see here, I have my tuple. Sorry, tuple is a immutable object. No? Sorry. So here you have one more, and here you have one more. So 3 different immutable objects, nothing but tuples we have, and you are going to store it to x, and print x and print type of x and length of x. So when you see the main data type, that is going to be a set, but within the set I have 3 different tuples. So the length is going to be 3, and the main set is tuple. Sorry, set. Subsets sub data type is going to be tuple, and you can see 3 different element contents you have, each content is a tuple type. And if you want to display the tuple, use the for loop. So for p in x, so system is going to take the first tuple and it will be print. And I want each element in the tuple, then nested for loop. Clear? Set methods. So functions are different and methods are different. So functions always come within the function. You are mentioning the variable type. After variable type, you're with a dot, you're going to be apply a function method. So you can see here x dot add. So new number has to be added. So x dot set of 70, 80, 90. That means the 70, 80, 90 will be treated as a single element and assigning to your variable. And update 60, 70, 80 by adding multiple elements in one shot. So add is going to be allow single number, and updating is going to help you multiple numbers. So 60, 70, 80 will be there here, somewhere here. And the copy is going to help you to copy from uh, x to y. That means the replica of x will be created as a y. X will be there as well as y will be there. So when you see the function ID is going to be different. For every set, ID is going to be unique. I want to remove an element randomly, you can use a pop function. If I want to remove the second element, again one more time. If you want to remove a specific number, so x dot pop the number, maybe 20. So the particular number will be removed. And similarly, if you want, you can have an option to use discard or remove. So all will play the same role. So I suggest go for remove option, then other two. If the element is not available, in a remove, the system is come back. If the element is not available, if the element is available, it will remove and come back. If the element is not available, it will come back without giving any error. But when I come to pop, if the element is not available, it show an error. So I suggest that. And if you want to remove all the elements in one go, then use clear option. So it will create an empty set. Clear all set elements. Any questions?
No, much.
No,
So
Master.
mathematical operations also you can apply on set objects. So I have two different sets, maybe same values or different value. When you see print A and print B, you can see randomly it's created. Print A by B, print B by A. You can see the calculations. And A union B and B union A. A intersection B, B intersection A, or A. I want common elements from the B, which are common between those two. You can see intersection and or removing the elements which are common. So you can use minus sign. Nothing but differences. Either you could see if I show 4 times, that is not meaning that I need to apply. I have 4 different concepts. I have a shortcut keys like A union B. A pipeline B is nothing but A dot union B. B pipeline A is nothing but B dot union A. So the concept is same, but you have 2 options. Similarly, A intersection B is nothing but A and B is nothing but A dot intersection B. So common elements will be there. And B intersection A is nothing but B dot intersection A. Similarly, when you want to remove the common elements and display the elements which are not common, so A minus B, nothing but A dot difference B, B minus A, B minus B dot difference A. And similarly, common elements are in the both the sets. So you can use this activity, you will get it. So data type conversions. So if you want to be converted data type, then you can use tuple, or you can convert as a list. So you can see here, I have some data type, a list, I have it. The list is going to be displayed as a list only. And when you say tuples up, it's going to be converted as a tuple. And when you say set system is going to convert as a set. But when it's converting to set, system will remove the duplicates. You can see here the third one in blue color. Let's remove the duplicates. Hope you're clear. Any questions? Now, when you are converting to a set, be cautious. Within the within the set, only tuple can be accepted because that is going to be immutable. But right now, in my example, I have a list. Within the list, I have another list, sublist. So 10, 20, 30 is a sublist. Comma 40, 50, comma 60, some numbers I have. So when I'm trying to convert as a tuple, it's allowed. But when I'm trying to convert as a set, system say that you have a list which cannot be accepted. So you can see the error. So be cautious with that. Any questions? Or is it confusing?
I'm good, Amar.